There is something that really bugs me with the automotive industry, and it's the way that things are going. Manufacturers are pushing people towards subscription. Now, often you used to buy a satnav, for example, and you'd have to pay a subscription fee to make sure the map is updated. You're obviously paying for their research, their development, the software updates. So the subscription model is very much here to stay in just about everything. But car manufacturers are really starting to exploit their loyal customers by forcing them to buy upgrades on a subscription basis. We're going to look at some of the most common ones, the things that people have pointed out to me or that I've experienced that have really wound me up. Let me know if I've missed any off. And at the end, we'll just have a little chat about what this means for the industry and what we can do to avoid this becoming a growing problem. So we end up paying a subscription fee for just about every function in our car, because that's the way it's going. BMW came along, they hit the headlines when they fitted all their cars with heated seats, and then they charged a subscription fee to unlock the heated seat. You can only use the heated seat if you pay the subscription fee. It's a bit like buying a coat and finding the pockets have all been stitched up, and for an extra fee you can have access to your pockets. They're there. The heated seats are already on the car. So why have the manufacturers started charging a subscription fee? Surely there's no software to update, there's no ongoing cost, that is just profiteering. Volkswagen recently hit the headlines in their ID range, where for a monthly subscription fee or a large one-off payment, you can upgrade the power. So rather than have the car with basic power, you can have it with more power. Now, on the surface of it, that is really insulting. Why release a car that has got reduced power and then charge people extra to unlock it? But conversely, the argument is a lot of drivers used to take their car into specialist tuners and mappers to change the software and unlock the extra performance. They would happily pay $400 or $500 to these professionals to unlock the extra power in the car. Why not pay it to the manufacturer? But the overall question that we come back to is, why have the manufacturers limited power in the first place? Is it to get cheaper insurance, to get a better safety rating? And surely that would be negated if we then have to go back to the insurance company or the safety inspection companies and say that the car is now producing more power. What do you think about the paying for extra power to the manufacturer for power that is already there, is already locked into the car? Mercedes-Benz also introduced a subscription. I think over here it's about £1,200 a year. That's £100 a month to unlock faster acceleration. The EQ electric models would go to 60 miles an hour 1 second quicker if we pay the monthly fee to Mercedes. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on that subscription model. I didn't think Audi and Volkswagen used to do this sort of thing, but then I borrowed a car for a test drive and I realized that I couldn't use the adaptive cruise control because the subscription wasn't active. The car has got the radar, it's got all of the equipment inside it. Why should I pay extra on a monthly basis for the adaptive cruise control? You might argue it needs software updates and it's reliant on satnav data and it's reliant on having that constant connection, but I don't feel that that is the case. I think cruise control and adaptive cruise control relies on systems that are already there in the car. And what happens if the cruise control system fails, if the radar becomes damaged and stops working? Will they refund the subscription for that bit that you couldn't use it, or will they offer a free repair? I really doubt it. And you're basically just paying out money. So I would never buy a car that has a subscription for a feature that has been already fitted. I'd walk away from the showroom if that was the case. That is how strongly I feel about it. Even electric cars, Tesla have introduced subscription models for their autopilot and their enhanced self-driving setup. And you can also unlock extra performance and extra acceleration by paying a subscription. Now, again, you might argue that you need the software update and you've got to pay for the always-on connection so the car can get the latest data from the satnav companies, be aware of traffic situations and speed limits that are in force at the time. But again, you've got most of the equipment already in the car, so why are we paying extra money for a feature that the car could theoretically do anyway? Even companies like Toyota and GM have had features like remote start remote locking and vehicle health monitoring, and again have attempted to charge a subscription fee for those functions. Some drivers have reportedly had these items from new, and then they found that they've been tied into a subscription model if they want to keep this function running for the next year or so. Let me know what your thoughts are on that and whether you think this is right. I think generally though, as drivers and buyers of car, we really have to be firm. If we start paying for these subscription models, they're going to be rolled out for everything. We're going to have to pay an extra subscription to use our full beam lights, the auto dipping headlights, the heater inside our car. Everything could potentially be held to ransom. And we know that where there's ransom and kidnappers start getting money for the ransom, it motivates them to kidnap more things. So manufacturers are going to kidnap more functions from our cars if they feel that they are going to make more money out of it. We just have to stand firm to say no, refuse to buy a car at the dealers, and the salesman will generally bend over backwards to secure a sale. And if they start to feel that they are losing sales because of these subscription items, they are going to rethink the whole process. I think most of us, let me know if I'm wrong, would prefer to pay a premium on the car for all of the functions that come with the car rather than be tied into a monthly fee. When we sell the car, we've then got the car with all those functions. We're not requiring the driver that buys the car off us to also subscribe to keep these features running and available for their use. I hope you found this video useful and informative. Please boot the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do so. And I've lined up this video and this playlist. Thanks for watching to the end. See you in these videos.